Welcome to the Bedtime Scientist. Before we begin tonight's show, I have a little note for the grown-ups listening. I just launched a brand new home for the Bedtime Scientist at bedtimescientist.com. There you'll find every episode, companion books, parent guides for each exploration, and ways to support the show as I continue creating new journeys of wonder. Tonight, we're going to discover something that doesn't feel possible. The heaviest thing that has ever floated. Not a leaf on a pond, not a boat on a lake. The heaviest thing. A ship made of steel, as heavy as a mountain, riding on top of the water, as though the water had been waiting to hold it up. You've seen this before. You drop a stone into water, and it goes straight down. Every time. Heavy things sink. You've known that your whole life. And steel is heavier than a stone. The biggest ships in the world are built from steel. Thousands and thousands of tons of it. And somehow, all that steel rides on top of the ocean and doesn't go under. Tonight, we're going to find out why. It isn't the steel doing the work. It isn't the engines. It's not even the ship itself. It's the water. Take a deep breath in. Let it out. If you put your hand beneath water, the water climbs around it. It has to. Your hand is taking up space that used to belong to the water. So the water has to move aside and make room for it. This is called displacement. Everything you put in water does exactly this. It pushes some water out of the way. But the water doesn't just move aside. It pushes back. All the water you moved is trying to return, pressing in from every direction, pushing upward on whatever pushed it away. You've probably felt this before. If you push a beach ball underneath the water, it fights you the whole way, pressing up against your hands. And the moment you let go, it leaps back to the top. That upward push is real, and it has a size. It's exactly equal to the weight of the water you moved aside. Move aside a little water, and you get a little push. Move aside a lot of water, and you get a mighty push. So whether something floats comes down to a contest. The object pushes down with its weight. The water pushes back up with the weight of the water it was made to move aside. Whichever pushes stronger wins. If you drop in a stone, the stone can't move that much water. It's small and heavy, so it slips beneath the surface. Even then, the water it moved weighs less than the stone. The downward push wins, and down it goes. So why does a humongous ship float? We take that same steel that would sink straight to the bottom if it was a solid block, but we don't leave it as a block. Instead, we spread it out. We shape it into a great hollow bowl called a hull, with a huge open space inside. Now we can displace much more water. Not just the steel, but the whole enormous shape. Its deep hollow belly settles into the ocean, gently pushing aside a tremendous amount of water. The steel is still heavy, but the ship is mostly hollow, filled with air. which means all that steel is spread across a much larger shape. So large that it displaces far more water than the whole ship weighs. And all that water pushes upward, enough to hold the steel of the largest ships. And scientists have a name for that upward push: buoyancy. The ocean doesn't care whether it's holding up a toy boat or one of the biggest ships ever built. The rule is exactly the same. The ship isn't fighting the ocean. It never was. It settles down just far enough that the water it moves weighs exactly what the ship weighs. And then it stops. One of the heaviest things we've ever built, held up by water. And the ocean holds it as easily as it holds up a leaf. That line where the ocean comes up the side of a ship is called the waterline. It's the ship showing you where the balance is. If we load the ship with cargo, it grows heavier. It settles a little deeper into the water, moving aside a little more of the sea, until the two pushes are even once again. Sailors even paint a mark on the hull to show how deep the ship is allowed to sit. If it sinks lower than that, waves can begin to reach places that they never should. The largest ships on Earth are the largest moving things people have ever made. Not the largest buildings, the largest moving things anywhere. A single one can be as long as 4 football fields, laid end to end. So long that someone walking from the very front to the very back would probably want to stop and rest along the way. One ship can carry 20,000 metal boxes, each one large enough to hold a room full of furniture. Its propeller is taller than a house. Its engine is the size of a small building. And still, the water holds it all. Right now, somewhere far out in the open ocean, ships like these are moving through the dark, so far away that they look like tiny lights drifting across the black water. Barely fast enough to notice. No hurry at all. Hour after hour. All through the night. And every one of them is carrying things. A bicycle. A crate of bananas. Someone's books. Maybe a stuffed animal, just like the one beside you. Riding across the whole wide ocean. So many of the things around you made that same quiet journey before they ever found their way to you. A ship at sea doesn't have to work to float. It isn't holding itself up. It settles into the water, finds the depth where the pushing down and the pushing up are exactly equal, and then it simply rests there, all night long, floating without trying. The sailors will sleep. The engine will hum softly in the dark. And beneath the whole enormous weight of it, the ocean will keep holding it the way it's held every boat on every sea for as long as there has been water to float on. And it's the very same push that you felt yourself in the bath, in the pool, every time you've pressed something beneath the water and felt it gently press back into your hands. The very same water doing the very same thing. Somewhere tonight, far out in the ocean, a great ship is moving beneath the stars, held by the sea. And just before you drift off to dream of giant ships floating without any effort at all, I want you to know something about you. Your mind is a wonderful thing, so full of curiosity. And I like your mind just the way it wonders. I'll be back again soon to wonder more with you.